I would describe the Diversity Scholarship as one that sort of started with grassroots. It started with understanding the needs of students in the co-op housing sector, and it is one that ebbs and flows to consistently meet that demand and meet that need. So it's one that supports students that are living in co-op housing, that are looking to pursue post-secondary education, whether that be college or university or trades, and it helps to uplift our students in our cooperative housing.
Students that are living in co-ops can reach out to their manager or reach out to the Federation directly to see if they qualify to apply for funding.
It's an extra layer of support that kind of gives you comfort as a student when you're pursuing your studies. I remember seeing an advertisement for the scholarship in my co-op.
I was applying for quite a few scholarships, and I remember CHFT's being the least complicated, which I appreciated because it's already a nerve-wracking time. It definitely was one that allowed me to sort of showcase what I was doing outside of academics, because I found that a lot of scholarships focus strictly on your GPA and nothing else. And so the CHFT Diversity Scholarship really allowed me to showcase what I was doing, my leadership abilities, sort of what I was passionate about, and talk a little bit about what I was proud of in terms of what I was able to do within my co-op and within my high school.
Just going through the application process, you could be nervous, but in connecting with the staff at CHFT, and they made the process super easy, of course with the support of my parents as well, but it was a pretty straightforward application process, and it wasn't too long before we were scheduled for an interview with the CHFT team. They made the environment super comfortable. When I found out I received the Diversity Scholarship, I think a number of emotions came over me, one being relief. Thinking about finances as a person going into post-secondary can be scary and daunting, and on top of just going into university, that being a big challenge in itself, hearing the news that I was awarded the scholarship just provided a little bit of ease.
I felt very much like people cared about me, as well as the hard work I put into giving back to my community.
I specifically remember my parents were thrilled and making them proud. I come from a low-income family, so some security in knowing that there is another form of funding that can come in and help me as well.
My tuition was about $5,000 a year back then, and the scholarship pretty much covered it. Any part-time job I may have had would focus on my living expenses as opposed to having to pay my tuition. And it allowed me to really ground myself in my studies, and it allowed me to feel comfortable to take part in those extracurricular activities at the university level. So I was really able to maintain that equilibrium and that balance, and so the shift into university wasn't as daunting.
There's been a huge lasting impact. I think it's touched every corner of my life, from my education to my career to just the time that I spent volunteering on the CHFT board. Going to my first scholarship event sort of exposed me to how large the sector was and how many students were living in co-ops, and the importance of that financial stability and support when it comes to affordable housing.
I saw what it looked like when you didn't just talk about supporting, you actually found investors for it, you put effort towards it, and you consistently invested in the students like myself and my peers. And so it propelled me to take part in CHFT. So taking part in the CHFT board, for example. I then went on to be part of the CHFT Charitable Fund Board. I wouldn't have necessarily done that if I didn't feel as though the organization I was volunteering with was one that actually saw what I was contributing and actually cared.
The Diversity Scholarship program is very important for students living in co-ops. Just the affordability piece, living in a city like Toronto.
It might be one of the few sources of funding that is available that we alone can tap into, and that kind of makes you feel special.
A lot of residents in co-ops tend to be low middle income households, especially the ones with families. It gives people the confidence, especially students who are starting out and not really sure what the future is going to have in store for them, that there's more doors that can open along the way.